One thing I'm really noticing more and more nowadays, especially, well, actually not just nowadays, but it's just becoming more apparent, is the hypocrisy of the society I'm living in, especially in the culture, especially in the Philippines. Because, look here, in our culture, it's pushed that you need to get a degree, get an education, so that you can get a good job, even though most people who have degrees have horrible jobs. And so many people who without degrees have better jobs anyway. That's pushed. But then again, people vote for politicians who have no degrees, who are criminals, and they normalize corruption. And I mean not even just normalize, they even praise it. And what's even worse is they praise the people, the higher ups, because of their corruption, and say that it's just a normal part of life, and if you're not corrupt, you're not bougie, you're not part of the 1% class, you're not higher class, you're not upper class. We'll shame you for not being corrupt. Which just shows, first of all, the degradation of the culture, but also that there has to be a huge cultural, educational shift in this country. Really in the world, but I'm talking about the Philippines. Another thing that goes with the sort of social or cultural hypocrisy is most people's assumption of either innocence or goodness. Because a lot of the people in the Philippines think that they won't do the same corrupt things that the politicians are doing. That's why I always say, before saying this thing or that about bad politicians, look at yourself first and say, if you were in their position, would you do or not do the things that they're doing? Presented with the opportunity for corruption, would you not do it? Are you so good and so great and so moral that you wouldn't? Because it's easy to say, when we're not in their position, oh, I'd never do that. I'd never corrupt that many billions and trillions of pesos. But once you're there, once you're presented with the opportunity, or once maybe you're manipulated or almost even blackmailed or forced into the situation, would you deny it? Would you not do it? Because I believe most people in our culture would. Because it's promoted in our culture. Maybe not like in the books that we read or in the news that we read, but in our culture, we bend over backwards for money, so much so that it isn't surprising that corrupt politicians exist. Before judging supposedly corrupt politicians, and yes, I'm not saying don't point the bad things out, don't stand up. I'm saying before judging the person that they are, judge the actions, but before judging the person that they are, see first whether, if given the same opportunities that they were given to be corrupt, you wouldn't do the same. Because if you would, that's just hypocrisy. Well, those are just my random thoughts as a boy in a forest who can't even film inside the house. If you like videos like this, please let me know in the comments. What are your thoughts about this? But regardless, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.